Hello, folks. Hope everyone is well. I'm going to speak about the eclipses today. I know that they're not until another month, but I want to discuss that. So first, let's talk about the upcoming lunar eclipse. This is the first eclipse of the year. It's an opportunity to release from past problems. Yeah. You'll quite unexpectedly get some news that will clear away a block in your life at this time. And of course, with eclipses, as usual, you have to notice the days preceding it and the days following it, right? A week before, a week after. That's the time when the energy is the most potent. So I feel that with the March 25th eclipse, there's a block from your life that will be cleared. And to get a hint of where that's going to happen, it depends on where Pisces falls in your chart. The only planet that is impacting this eclipse is a Gandant, debilitated Mercury, sitting in Pisces across from it at this time. So let's talk about March's lunar eclipse. Yeah. Now, before getting started, I want to make a brief announcement. So I've created 2 courses that can be purchased online on my website. And I'm going to put the link here. One is for those with no previous knowledge of Vedic astrology. It's a basics in Vedic astrology. It will cover topics such as nakshatras, signs, planets, houses, divisional charts. And the second course is an introduction to Gemini astrology. So it will cover things like Jarakarakas, sign aspects, special lagnas like Arudha Lagna, Upapada Lagna, Charadasha, predicting events with example charts, and Gemini Rajyogs. So let's get back to the eclipse. We have a lunar eclipse taking place in Virgo on March the 25th at approximately 7 a.m. UTC in the nakshatra of Hasta at 11 degrees. Ketu will cause this eclipse, though it's going to be 10 degrees away, but also in Hasta. Eclipse receives the direct aspect of a Gandant, debilitated Mercury, as I mentioned. So for Mercury rule signs, as well as for Pisces, it's an important eclipse. Some breakthrough can easily manifest at this time for you. Yeah. Being that we're talking about Mercury in Pisces, in Gandant, and we're talking about Rahu in Pisces, you can also have very prophetic dreams at this time that can give you the answers that you were searching for. So pay attention to your dreams. It's not a great time for organized and detailed work, but creativity will peak now. So pay attention to your dreams, to your imagination. You may experience enhanced emotions at this time as well, but you may find it difficult to express them. You can also experience like scrambled thinking, which can create some anxiety. It can make it difficult to express yourself. Venus conjunct Saturn suggests some disappointments in relationships. Maybe your needs are not being met. It could be a lack of communication. It could be cloudy communication. But because Venus has gone past Saturn and situated in Purvabhadra, you would be able to come up with solutions at this time. It's a time to reevaluate your inner needs to see if you're being nurtured and cared for in the right way. That's important at this time. Yes. You'll need to decide whether your primary relationships are meeting your needs. There's a distinct conflict now between your emotions and your rational thinking. The breakthroughs that appear now from the external world will make it easy for you to take a firm decision if you can't decide how to navigate. It's a time when you may feel escapist. And indeed, you can take a journey far away from where you live at this time. You'll become very aware of your old patterns, and you'll have an opportunity to let them go at this time. Pay attention to your routines to create stability, to create some centeredness at this time. Your judgment may not be sound, however, so it's not a good time to take like very willful actions. If you're placed in a situation where you have no choice, then it's best to get some advice at this time. We have Venus and Nakshatra. We have Venus and Jupiter in a Nakshatra exchange. So if you seek advice, you will find it. You'll find good advice at this time. Meditation, retreats will bring some inspiration and make you feel connected to a higher power. See where Pisces falls in your chart to see where you have to surrender or to step back. Yes. With relationships from the past, now you could see some final resolution. Your emotions can feel scattered and anxious at this time. Jupiter in parity points towards a beneficial transformation for us, whether it's in relationships or in our life path. And there's cooperation, right, from Venus because it's placed in Jupiter's nakshatra. It's an excellent time to make a long-term commitment also at this time, with Venus sitting in Saturn's sign. It's certainly a time where you will decide to go all the way in a relationship or call it quits. Venus conjunct Saturn in a dignified sign is a good time to lay foundations. See where Aquarius lies in your chart to see where you can plant some relationship seeds. There can also be some self-centeredness and ruthlessness around achieving your goals with Mars's presence in Aquarius at this time. But with determination, you will succeed as long as you have figured out what you want. Because sometimes that's the biggest hurdle, right? Given that the eclipse is in Hasta, which is ruled by the moon, and Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, this will be the biggest challenge, knowing what you want. Right? Kind of a conflict between the rational thinking and your emotions can pop up here. Moon is afflicted by Ketu, aspected by debilitated Mercury, further causing confusion. So, which direction do you take? Of course, this eclipse directly impacts Virgo and Pisces, but also those who have personal planets close to the eclipse degree. So as usual, if you have a planet in Hasta or Revathi, that area of your life can be activated. And you could see a culmination, a new direction opening up for you now. If you are in a Rahu or Ketu Dasha or Pukti, of course this is going to be impactful, right? Because we're talking about eclipses, which is essentially Rahu Ketu domain. If, of course, you have a similar configuration in your chart, then you're going to feel it the most. Right? What does that mean? What if you have Moon in Ketu? But not necessarily in Virgo, but somewhere else in your chart, especially in a dual sign. That's an example of similar configuration. This eclipse falls into the first pada of Hasta, which is the Aries Navamsha, suggesting impulsive behavior. It may not be coming from you. It may be coming from someone else. Anxiety can ensue now. Restless feelings can ensue now. If you're traveling, exercise some caution. Keep an open mind with communications, especially written ones, because much can get misconstrued now, so be sensitive with your expression as well. So let's talk a little bit about Hasta, because that's where the eclipse is taking place. Hasta's ruling deity is Savitur, which is the sun god. Any activities under the sun are favored now. The power to manifest is strong under this nakshatra. But with Mercury's condition, we may need to surrender unless you're clear about your intentions and your goals. Again, clarity. We need clarity at this time, which is lacking. Some block will certainly lift now, creating a new opportunity. The thing to note is that Mercury will also be in Gandant at the next eclipse in April, because it's going to enter retrograde on April the 1st, right? So there's going to be some twists and turns coming up for sure. See what Mercury represents in your chart, the lordship, also its natal position from where Pisces and Aries is. The word Hasta means hand, meaning all activities performed by the hands. Savitar is the ruling deity, as we discussed, which is kind of a playful avatar of the sun god. So in this way, the playfulness can be mental or physical games. It can also symbolize a strong willpower also. So in this way, power of manifestation is strong now. Intuition will be strong and spot on too, so trust yourself. Hasta supports the following activities: marriage, dealing with children, business matters requiring tact, crafts, holistic treatments, travel, moving, organizing, trading activities, all activities under the sun, and yoga and meditation as well. It's a time when you can see some breakthroughs and some ending, especially with it related to toxic situations and people in your life. It's not going to be a quick and clean end, though, as Mercury is going to hover over this and not that point for a few weeks, right? Mercury returns to this Pisces Gandanta on May the 9th. When finally you will get some closure. So see where Pisces falls from your moon and your lagna to understand where you will experience possible endings and breakthroughs. It is here you can see the changes manifest. I made remedies I made videos on remedies for moon, for each planet. And the best remedial measures you can take during eclipses is to, of course, strengthen the moon. Right? It can be simple things like keeping a light schedule 1 week before and after an eclipse, drinking lots of water, doing pranayama, spending more time with family, spending more time at home. Normally at eclipse times it's difficult to plan, so you can either take a passive approach, keep your schedule light, or surrender to whatever comes your way, which we sort of have to do anyway. Especially with this eclipse, we may feel anxious. It is a great eclipse cycle for spiritual practice, observing messages during meditation, during dreams. So that's all for now, folks. All the best. Cheers.